Hi everyone, today I'm doing a very unscheduled video, a Q&A about our house renovation. So over the weekend you may have seen that I tweeted a before and after, or an after and a before photo of our house. So what it looked like before, showing you the final outcome, well almost the final outcome because the house isn't actually finished. But I've never put the before and after back next to each other like that. I've put them on Instagram and other things, but never side by side like that. And it went viral. So I think at the moment it's over 42,000. It's reached 12 million people. My Instagram, like people are coming to my Instagram and to here on YouTube, which is so great for me as this is my job. This morning we've woke up and it's been featured in The Sun, the Daily Star, the Daily Mail. So it's been a real whirlwind, and everybody is kind of going with the story of mum renovated ugly house and made it beautiful. But we all know that's not true. For those that follow my account know that I didn't do this. Adam has done it. I'm with him, but I can't take the credit for this at all. So to me it's quite frustrating that that's kind of the headline that they're going with, but I guess clickbait sells. But yeah, Adam is definitely the main man for this. So he's with me today, helping me with the Q&A. We've done it together, but it was his idea to purchase this house, and he is the one that persuaded me to move in here with a child, which ended up being 2 children. So this is all down to him. So I'm gonna start. I put a Q&A out on Instagram stories after my home account, which is brand new, has now received like over 3,000 followers. So I've got some screenshots which I'm gonna go through with you all. My phone's on 1%. How on earth have you afforded to do this? Do you have crazy jobs or rich families? No. We've afforded, I'm looking over here because I'm looking at Adam. I kind of wish you were there, Adam, so that I could. It's been a combination of savings and refinancings, but we will be doing a whole video based on how we have afforded to do this, because I think that's quite key when it comes to renovating. So I will be going into more information on that. But no, we don't have rich families. We've done this together, and Adam is a mortgage advisor and I'm a full-time blogger. But if anyone has any kind of mortgage questions or are looking to get a mortgage, send me a message on my Instagram and I will pass on Adam's number for you, because that is his job. Did you paint the outside of the house or is it cladding? I see the before had red brick. We used silicone rendering, and one of the articles actually said that the house was pink, and it's not. The house is grey. We went for a really light grey. We wanted to actually paint the wood that's on the front of the house black. That's what we had intended to do, but then when we saw the natural along with the grey, it just worked really well. We're still undecided, although I think we're more decided on keeping it the natural colour. But we just felt like this house that was set aside, it's also set back off the street as well, just looked cool, being quite dark and mysterious. How long did the whole renovation take? The first part, we never lived here. So we purchased the house in June 2017 and it took about 3 months. Everything had to be stripped back from bare basics really. Electricity, plumbing, everything, wasn't it? The walls had to be knocked down to make rooms bigger. Yeah.
Toilet downstairs.
The toilet, it was an upside down house, so the toilet was downstairs, which we had to put upstairs, which we created into a shower room and a nursery. And then the 2 front rooms, they were okay. We didn't knock anything down. Oh yeah, we did knock the wall down, didn't we? Because we had to make a stairwell, and we added a downstairs toilet as well. So we did actually, I forgot we knocked down that wall. Yeah, walls had to be stripped, and like there was wallpaper on the ceiling that all had to be taken off. It was all recarpeted. The kitchen was like the best part of the house when we moved in. It was just so lovely and luxurious and bright and airy, and I think that's what we love about this house, is it's really, you get so much natural light. So we had a skylight put in the kitchen, and real open planned kitchen with an island in the middle. So the front of the house, we didn't change any of the windows because we knew that we would do that at a later stage, so we saved that to help us save money. The back of the house, because obviously we were knocking down walls and resizing windows, we went with a very square theme. So all of the windows are square. We have one in the bathroom which is more like rectangle, but very boxy kind of style to go with the house. So all the windows at the back were done and we left the ones at the front. 2 years after living in the property, we then started stage 2. We had then had a baby already, and now I was pregnant. The second part actually started the day we brought home our newborn baby Alfie, and we lived in it at this point because everything was happening on top of the house. No walls were knocked down. It was the case of just building on top of the house. A lot of work went into that. Like, there was felt on the roof that all had to be ripped up. It took days, didn't it? It took weeks to sort all of that out.
Planning issues.
Yeah, we had some planning issues as well. So that obviously delayed us, and we had to wait for that to get approved. I think that went back twice, didn't it?
We meant to have started in June,
yeah.
But because of the planning problems, we didn't get started until September, October.
Yeah, so it delayed us. Planning did delay us a little bit. What was the problem with the planning?
Pipe works down the...
Yeah, so nothing. Right. That bit, so the extension, and then the balconies got done, and then the new windows at the front of the house got done, and we lived in it. We lived in the house while everything of that part was getting done, and that took a few months, didn't it?
October, November, and we was in before Christmas. We moved.
Yeah, we moved up to the top room around Christmas time. Yeah, we was in before Christmas, so yeah, 2 and a bit months really. Living in it is very different to not living in it. When we wasn't living in it and getting work done, it was fine, but maybe it was because we had a newborn baby as well. But I don't know if I would do that again. But I do keep telling myself it was more stressful because of the newborn. If we did have the money all in one go when we were buying the house, we would have done it all in one go. It would have been cheaper and quicker, but we didn't have the money at the time, so that is why we done it in the stages that we done it in and over the course of time that we did. How was the planning process? Did you go straight in with an application for planning? So we spoke to a planning consultant before we purchased the house. Nothing formal, just like a chat with someone to kind of give us an insight into what our boundaries were before buying the house. Because of the size of the houses next to us were really tall, it meant that we knew we were able to extend upwards, and we knew that we would be able to extend out into the garden. A lot of the questions are, how much did it cost? Like I said, we are happy to do a video discussing everything that we've paid, things that we budgeted for, how much how much we spent on certain rooms and stuff. But we're not going to do that until we have finished. We haven't finished, and the house hasn't been valued yet. Adam, obviously being in the property business, he kind of knows. He wouldn't have spent what we've spent on it if he didn't think we were going to get that back. When it comes to buying a property, I think you have to be really mindful of the location. So for us, we have sea views from the balconies. We are in a very nice area. We are 200 meters from the beach. We are in between 2 very popular towns. There are clifftop walks like a stone throw away, and based on the prices of property surrounding us, we have very high hopes for what this house will get. We also, a lot of houses around us are holiday homes for people that travel from London just for the weekend. So I think personally the type of person that is going to be interested in buying this house probably will use it as a holiday home and rent it out perhaps. You just have to be very cautious. Like, that was one of the main reasons why we went for this house, was the location. There is no way we would have found something with such great location and views for what we paid for it. So although I'm not telling you how much we've spent on it yet, I will as soon as we know. We don't want to put people off. When people come to buy this house in the future and they might have seen this video and they know that we've spent X amount of money, they may not want to spend X amount of money because they know how much we're profiting or that kind of thing. So it's all very technical, but it's something that we're holding back just for now until we have sold or until it's been valued. So, are you staying in the house long term? No, we are not. I've read some articles that this is our forever home. It isn't. It never was going to be. It's a stepping stone for us to move up the market and get a bigger property, more garden, and hopefully one day our forever home is going to be overlooking the sea, and it will be very different to this kind of modern aesthetic that we've gone for. We've kind of gone for this modern aesthetic because, like I said, there's nothing really you could have done with this property. We wanted it to stand out. We wanted it to be different. We wanted it to be very modern, and these kind of houses are really popular and they're selling really well at the moment. So that was why we done it with this property. Our forever home is going to be very different. It's going to be white. It's going to be a lot of wood, very simple, and yeah, very different, but it's not our forever home. But I've really fallen in love with this house. Like, it's gonna be sad to leave it. A rough breakdown of costs. Again, that's not something we have yet, but we will put that in the final video that we do. We have made a note. At the beginning, we wasn't noting everything down, and then we started to be a little bit more precise because we realized that people would want to know stuff like this. Someone's asked, can we do a before and after of the back and front of the house, please? That is already up. I'll put them on the screen now, but that is on my Instagram, my home one and my personal one. So a lot of you are asking how much it costed because you want to renovate your house, but it's going to be different for every area. We all live in different places. We don't live in London, we're outside of London, we're in Ramsgate, Kent. To give you a price on how much your renovation is going to cost is just crazy. So what I can do is when we do our next video with the costs and financial side of things, I can give you a little bit more of information about the area that we are in and how we kept our costs low. But it is just about being able to like try and get a good deal, and don't accept the first price that you get. Try and take the price down and look around. Definitely shop around, because if you're up against time, that's what makes shopping around difficult. So try and look for the things that you want, the materials or the labour. Try and look for that before you start the renovation, because otherwise when you start it, you're going to be in a rush to get things done and get things delivered and get people there to do it, so you'll just settle for the first person that you come across sometimes, or the first product. How long has the whole renovation taken? So yeah, roughly 3 years. We've almost finished.
But realistically,
but we stopped, yeah, so
6 months.
Yeah, 6 months worth of work in the space of 3 years, because we've done the different stages. How much did you initially pay for the house before renovating? So the price of the house was a big kind of sell to us because of the location it was in. For the house, we paid £202,000 for the house. We knew the potential it had from the area that it was in. So that's something to consider. Where do you get your furniture from, and can you recommend some more affordable options? A lot of our furniture is Cult Furniture, Wayfair, Dunelm Mill, The Range, IKEA. All my prints on the walls are from Desenio. Yeah, they're like the main go-tos, but I always tag everything that is in my home on both accounts. Did you do the architecture, I can't say that word. Did you do the architecture design yourself? We came up with the design and what we wanted. We looked on Pinterest, we knew we wanted a square, what did we put in? Square? Tall square thin houses, and we saw it come up online, and we just took inspiration from different things for what we wanted. We wanted it to look very unique, so that is why we had different shaped balconies. We wanted it to come in and out and have different kind of depths to it, and that is why it's like, yeah, the balconies are like not symmetrical, they're not perfect, they're meant to be just a little bit more pleasing on the eye. And then we have lights underneath all the balconies so that they come on automatically at night time, and when the house is lit up at night time, we've definitely got to get a photo of it, it just looks amazing. And then the grey, because it's quite a setback house, there's lots of trees like from neighbours on one side and the red brick on the other side, it makes it quite dark, so it looks really great when the sun hits the house. We then took our design and took that to an architect. He comes up with the drawings that we could then submit to the council to make sure it could go ahead. This had been done after we'd purchased the house, so we were already balls deep in making this house what it was and hoping that the council would approve it, which they obviously did. There has been a lot of comments on Twitter about there's no way a council would approve a house like that, and there definitely is if you're going to be adding value to something that is bringing the road down. Like it was an eyesore, and there was no, like, we're not obstructing anyone's view, there's nobody in front of us, the house isn't obstructing anyone's views, so there was no way that it was going to cause any issues. Was it cheaper to buy a smaller simple house and to renovate than to buy a bigger house? So at the time we didn't have the money to spend £400,000 or £500,000 on a house, so we went on to get something that we knew we could add value to in the long term and profit from it. Was this project a better investment to just buying a house that is already complete? Similar kind of question to before. We hope so, and it just comes down to location, house, what you can do with it, and and space, how much space you've got. So we've obviously made this 2-bedroom house into a 4-bedroom house with 2 bathrooms and a downstairs toilet. So hopefully, yeah. How much money did you save by buying and then redoing a house? That's something that we don't know yet because we haven't valued and sold this house, or yeah, so we don't know that question yet, the answer yet. How much did you budget and did you go over? Your house looks amazing. We did go over budget, and I think that comes down to not being prepared for mistakes, don't you think? Like things going wrong. So we had issues with drains, we had different things cropping up, and I think when you're budgeting to do a house renovation, make room for mistakes or errors, because there will be rot maybe in walls, or there will be a wall that you can't knock down that you plan to knock down, or there'll just be things that you hadn't planned for. So I think in your budget, always consider things like that. But yeah, we did go over budget, but not enough that we don't think we'll make back from it. We never would have gone over our budget if we didn't think we would be making a profit from it, or if it wasn't going to help the house sell. How much time, money did you invest into this project? Time-wise, we're living in it, so we are investing 24/7 into this until the day we move out, until the day we sell. And somebody's also asked, which city is this in? This is in a very small seaside town called Ramsgate, but it's a really, really lovely area, and like I said earlier, it's great for people who would potentially want to commute from London. Someone's asked, what is your YouTube? So I'm assuming if you're watching this, you've found it, but it is Petite Side of Style. So somebody's asked, did I own a house before? No, but Adam has previously had properties. He had actually sold a house before we met, and then we went traveling around Thailand, and then we came back, and that was when he found this house. And to be honest, this is nothing that I had in mind. When I saw this house, I did not think we were actually going to go for it. I thought it was just an idea that he'd thrown up in the air. He literally took me to see it. He said, what do you think of this? And he was giving me all these ideas of what we could do and things we could do, and I kind of just was standing there like, oh my god, like really overwhelming. This isn't going to happen. And then the week later, I think you probably put the offer in that day or something. He'd probably already brought it. Who am I kidding? And then yeah, that was it. It was ours. And before I knew it, I was just thinking, oh my god, what are we going to do? I just had no idea where this was going to start. But then once you get into it and you start seeing things happening, you can see more vision. What was the cheapest improvement you made which had the biggest impact? That's really hard to say, but the biggest improvement for the house has been the kitchen. We would say, like, it's absolutely beautiful. Everyone comments on it being blue. It's really standout-ish. It's so open planned. It's really bright. It has so much natural light. It obviously wasn't the cheapest, but it's definitely the biggest improvement. I always think a kitchen is actually one of the main aspects of a house. Like, we've got skylights, we've got bifolding doors, but yeah, I think a kitchen is a real selling point to a house. I think it's the place where everyone congregates. It's just a real soul of a home. What's your favorite room? So Adam's favorite room, what would you say yours is, Adam? The kitchen or our bedroom? Yeah, I think it was, I loved Pollyanna's nursery, the one with like pink flowers on the wall, but I think ours is now our bedroom, so we've got that skylight over our bed. I think that, and the fact that the balconies, so we're on the balconies, we can see the sea, and it's just such a quiet area, like the birds are singing, and the room upstairs is so bright and natural light that it just feels very serene and like heavenly. It's really lovely up there. Have you had a property valuation since the work was completed? No, we haven't had a chance because obviously everything going on with the coronavirus. But obviously Adam has worked in an estate agent in the past. He has been in the property game for a while. He has friends still in the property game who have seen our house. So we have oh no, there was a bird in our we have an idea of what it's worth. But a range, yeah, but we've not had it valued. Especially the garden's only just been done this week, so that adds a big change. Like, our garden was, that was a big change, wasn't it? Did you and your husband build it all yourself, or did you hire people? So I did also read that the mum of two rebuilds house. No, I didn't rebuild the house. Neither did Adam. He obviously helped knock down walls. I stripped things, and we done what we could, but we're not in that game. We're not tradesmen. We have no like skills behind us. We worked with local people in our area to do different things. So Techno Timber, they done our cladding, they done the timber frame for the house. Rhino Aluminium done windows in our house. Kingsgate Groundworks done our paving out the front, the grey paving. They also just finished off our garden with the artificial grass. Yeah, so we got in local tradesmen that we could trust. We have found that the biggest thing was some people not turning up, or just not doing the job right, or not finishing it right, and that was really frustrating. Somebody else asked, what are the other plans that we have for the garden? We are going to be adding a built-in barbecue area at the back in one corner with seating along the side. We're also going to add the wood that is out around the balconies at the front of the house. We're going to add that down the side of the garden. We've got a really nice brick wall that the shed was covering up, and that's now on show, which is really nice. And then we have to put a shed in the other corner. So although we both don't want to, we've got no other storage. No, we have no attic, so we have to put a shed to put some of our bits into. Where did you find inspiration for your house? It was definitely Pinterest. Yeah, definitely. We found so many different unique ideas. The house that we really liked was a house, was it Houston, Adam?
No, San Francisco.
San Francisco. It's a really tall, so like San Francisco is actually known for like their tall houses. But yeah, that was where the main inspiration come from, and it was very dark. Had like the balconies that go in, like, and it had a lot of depth to it, but it was a very tall house as well. Someone's asked, will we sell it or will we live in it? We are living in it now, and we have been from the beginning. And we are planning on selling it. We don't know when. We're not in a rush. We are just gonna see what happens. It's a really nice house, so we're not in a rush to kind of get on and get out. We're just gonna wait and see. After all of this coronavirus stuff that's going on, we have no idea when we're gonna sell, but we obviously want to finish all the little things that aren't complete. We want them all to be finished before we put it on the market. Somebody asked, did the dream of renovating appeal more than just spending more on a house? And I think for Adam it did. It was something that Adam really wanted to do. He wanted to get his hands on, he wanted to create something. But yeah, it did. And I think you either want to do something like that or you don't. What was the thing that made you say, this is it, this is the one? Location, location, location. We've said it so many times, but the location really is great. It's great for schools. It's a good catchment area. Was the cost of renovating just as much, if not more, if you had spent money on a new property?
We didn't have the money to buy it, to spend that money at the time.
Okay, so yeah. Is the only room downstairs the kitchen? No, we also have a living room at the front of the house and a downstairs toilet. Is this your forever home, or are you looking to move and continue to renovate? I've answered that one, but are we going to continue to renovate? Probably, yeah. Yeah, it depends what comes up, and money-wise, I guess. Where do you even start? This is shattering my mind. I guess we started with finding the property, and that was where we went from there. We kind of found it, had a vision of what we wanted it to be, and worked out if that would be possible.
A vision from what we found. We found the house.
Yeah, so that's what I said. We found the property. Yeah, we found it.
The vision came after we had the house.
Yeah,
because it depends on what type of house you find.
Yeah.
If we had more of a country house,
it would have been completely different. Yeah. So that is all of the questions that you asked over on my Instagram. I hope we answered them all clearly enough for you. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to give you the money talk when it's not finished and we don't know what it's worth. So I know a lot of you are coming here for that. But yeah, we can't give you that yet. So keep an eye, and I will let you know that all as soon as we have put this house up for sale. Thanks all for watching. Bye.